Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the
Hi.
Lola
Hi.
Mando Pizza Pop Show. Introducing me, Mando, Lola, and Pizza Pop.
Loki.
Hello.
Anyways, we already introduced ourselves on the first segment, so we're just gonna move it forward with our first topic of the day, which is Black Widow. Black Widow released a few weeks ago, right? July 9, I think it was. So we're going to be talking about kind of what we think about the movie and just overall, because the movie was delayed like a whole year.
Too much.
Which messes up not only that, but the whole MCU timeline. So I just want to know what you guys thought overall of the movie.
Did you really think it messed up with the timeline?
Well, at least I don't think it was that movie specifically. I think the delay of the movie was the problem. Because if you delay one movie, all of the other movies get delayed. That's why this year they're releasing like 4 movies in like the span of 6 months, which is kind of weird. Anyways,
did you like it?
I liked it.
Oh my god! Of course you're not liking.
I
loved it.
I mean,
I liked it.
The only one I'm really interested in is Shang-Chi and Spider-Man. I'm not really interested in Eternals, honestly.
But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Black Widow.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
the
I'm just saying. Okay.
In general.
Okay, listen to me. So we're gonna start with rating the movie out of 10. Lola, what do you think about the movie out of 10?
I would give it a 9 or an 8.
A 9?
I liked it.
A 9 is almost perfect.
I
that's
give
high.
it
For me, now that's okay for her, but for me that's too high. I'll give it a very good, solid 7. How much did you? How did you rate it?
I would. This sounds low, but I honestly really liked it too. I'll give it a 6. Honestly.
Yeah, that's okay.
I 6.
That's
I like had a blast with it, but you know, against other MCU movies, kind of fell flat for me. But I still had like it was really enjoyable. You know, like
the action scenes were awesome.
But the CGI was absolute crap. I mean, they looked like flying CGI dolls when they got kicked. It was.
There were a couple of times. There was a specific scene that I had to rewatch it because I couldn't stand it. When I forgot the names. The mom.
The mom.
Melina.
Yes, exactly.
When she was disguised as Black Widow and she took off the mask, that edition was so low budget.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh yeah, I noticed everything. The edition of that part was awful. But when it was the other side, when it was Black Widow having the mother's mask and the bad guy touch here the temple, and that was awesome. They spent all the money in that scene. But when it was the other woman, that was. If you have a break later to watch it again.
Yeah, I'll have to rewatch it because I honestly didn't notice that part.
Yeah, that part was awful.
I just think that the MCU's CGI has gotten worse throughout the years. I mean, look at freaking the first movies. Look at Iron Man. How good the CGI of his suit was in the first movie compared to Endgame. You can really tell it really went downhill. It feels like they're overusing CGI.
What other origin movies do we have in the MCU? We have Iron Man,
and
America.
Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Ant-Man, Black
Ant-Man?
Panther.
Yeah, I think the only one I haven't seen is the Captain America.
You haven't seen the first Captain America?
Neither no.
Wait. Okay, wait. Pause. Have you watched The Winter Soldier?
Nope. Sorry.
That is like the best MCU movie in my opinion.
I know. Yeah, no. A lot of people have told me. Yep.
So good.
Yep.
Another day we have to do a ranking of all the MCU movies. Like we have to do that for another podcast, but we should because you need to watch that movie. It's like
I will try. I remember loving the Iron Mans. I have seen it. I love Robert Downey Jr. So.
Well, Iron Man 2 was a piece of crap, but the first one was amazing. Yeah,
so yeah, this one I like it. Black Widow, I really liked it. I like the action. The action scenes for me was the best part.
I feel like
Um,
I feel like the first part of the movie, I feel like up until Natasha meets Yelena, her sister, it's really boring, honestly, in my opinion. Even though it has a couple action scenes, it just really doesn't keep your interest until Yelena comes into the scene. That's when the movie really starts for me.
she's the scene stealer. She's
Yes,
the
yes.
I mean the scene stealer.
Florence Pugh was absolutely amazing in that movie. I love
That
her.
girl is
I want to
awesome.
see. I want to see more of her character in the MCU.
I have seen almost everything she appears on, and I love her.
She was like the best part of the movie.
Yep.
But also, there was David Harbour's character, Red Guardian, which was also really funny. I really liked him too.
Yeah.
I just think that everyone did really good in the movie, and the plot was interesting. The pacing was great. Like I said, since Jelena stepped into the scene, the pacing is great. But like before that, it just feels kind of boring. You know, you don't really kind of get a grip on what's going on until Yelena comes into the scene. That's when you're like, oh, this is happening, and we gotta go
I cannot
defeat the
wait
guy.
for the next one with her.
You what?
I cannot wait for the next one with her because she's
yeah. Post-credit scene, she's gonna be after Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, remember this is a spoiler, so you can like say anything spoilery.
Okay, is gonna be a Disney series, right?
Yes, with
Yeah.
his daughter.
Yeah.
Don't remember. It's gonna be played by Kate Bishop. I don't remember his daughter's name though. But yeah, overall, I think Black Widow was a really nice addition to the MCU. Does anyone have anything else to say about the movie?
I was talking to a friend yesterday about it, and he said something that I didn't notice at the moment. But once I realized, one of the main parts of the movie was when the girls at the end receive the red powder in their face, and all of a sudden she became from this badasses, bad girls. With all of a sudden they were like sweet and caring for others and all of that, and that's like a boo-boo because they were trained all their lives to be bad women, to be fighters, and all of a sudden because of the red power they forgot all about that and became like a new person.
Well, not really.
That was like a,
it's kind of
if
like
you analyze, I mean I don't like to overanalyze superhero movies, but that part, when he told me that yesterday, I was like, you're true.
Tortured because they felt and they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they were all trained since childhood, so.
First of all,
but like before the red powder, they were being controlled, and they knew that they were conscious that they were doing it, but they couldn't control it.
Yes, they were like freed. It's like, I don't know if you remember in Civil War, when Bucky gets knocked out and like is like freed from he's like, what the hell is happening? And he's like scared and confused. So he's calmed down. He's not like ready to pounce or anything because he feels relieved that he's not being controlled anymore. Yeah. He's like, obviously he's still a bit wary, but he's relieved. Especially them, they're in a group, so they're all like, okay, we're free now. Like if something happens, so I do kind of understand that change in that perspective. One thing I want to complain about this movie is Taskmaster. What did you guys think about Taskmaster, the villain?
It was a generic villain. Like,
yeah.
There was nothing special about him. Why?
Not really, but his design was absolutely crap. I don't know if you guys have seen his original design in the comics or like in other Marvel media. He has like a skull and a super cape, and he looks really ridiculous. But the point is, they kind of dumbed it down for the movie. I don't like what they did that. Also, they completely changed Taskmaster's character from his origins, which I don't really have a problem with that. But it is kind of disappointing when they kind of dumb him down to just a generic one-off villain. Because in the comics and, like I said, other Marvel media, not just the comics, different games and movies and stuff, he's usually like a villain that appears multiple times. He's not just like a one-off. And in the MCU, it kind of feels like he's not coming back. Kind of feel like Taskmaster's just, there and everything.
Question: when you finish a movie or a series about MCU, do you go to YouTube to watch like reaction videos or explaining videos or stuff like that?
Me?
I don't.
Honestly, no, I don't. I used to, but now I just like talk to people about it, and
Because one of my problems is that I don't read comics, so I don't know. Sometimes I get lost and I don't know what things are coming from. And as soon as I finish, I love the YouTube channel Screen. I forgot. Screen something. I'm gonna link it later. Screen Crush.
a screen crush. Yeah,
Screen
I've seen
Crush.
that.
I like it because he explained everything in details. Where this come from, what specific comic they take this from, and stuff like that. And that helped me a lot with Black Widow, and also we're going to talk later about Loki. But I love to. The only way that I can understand completely some stuff is then going to someone that can compared to the comics, because I don't read comics. And that was like a huge thing that I am always debating with people, the internet, most Facebook. I have a lot of friends on Facebook that are like comic readers, and I was telling them that Disney, because we're talking about Disney, but Disney should care of both groups, people who read comics and looks for every detail from the comics, and people like me who don't care about reading comics but enjoy the shows.
It's kind of hard for the MCU in that sense because it has to juggle between these two audiences. On one hand, you have the try-hard and freaking super intense comic book fans that like consume a bunch of Marvel media, and then there's the casual audience that just go, oh, that's Captain America, I'm gonna watch that movie. You know, you have to appeal to both of those audiences at the same time, which is hard because, for example, a Taskmaster in this case, everyone knows, or everyone that's like into Marvel or into like comics and stuff knows Taskmaster as a completely different character than the one they showed in the movie. He has a similar design, but you go in with expectations like, oh, he's gonna be this guy with this origin, and what they do is they just take the name, the costume, and the powers and put it to a completely different person that doesn't really fit with the character. So I don't really mind in that sense because it works for the movie. The important thing, at least for me, is that it works for the movie it's in. If you try to push way too much comic stuff, way too much complicated stuff, and try to be as faithful to the comics as you can, you kind of overload the movie. You have to kind of simplify stuff for the MCU to appeal to a wider audience, obviously. And in this case, Taskmaster worked for the story they were trying to tell. He wasn't a great villain, but he worked, which is really what's important, at least for me. It worked for the movie. I would like to see the original version of Taskmaster. You know, someone like takes the mantle or something. You know, they do something to introduce the original Taskmaster. But I don't know. Who knows? At this point, anything can happen after Loki. So
what else can we say about Black Widow? One thing I ask also to my friends in Facebook is because Black Widow was delayed so much, what would change if it changed something? The final scene with, I forgot her name, the one in the new people.
The new people?
Did you see the credits scene?
The end credit scene, yeah, the one with Jelena and the other character whose name I don't remember. The one that appeared in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Exactly. Okay, she's recruiting new people.
Yeah.
Oh, so if Black Widow was shown in the movie theaters, it was supposed to be last year.
I understand what you're saying.
That changed the order of the recruitment because she was recruiting the white guy from Falcon and the Winter, the other Captain America.
Captain America.
John Walker.
Yeah.
John Walker.
Or U.S. agent in that case.
Oh, people tell me that it didn't matter.
Well, I think it doesn't matter in terms of in the world. What happens if you just change them out into the world. But I think in the audience perspective, it works better if the movie released before the show because it would have been more impactful when she appears in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. you already know that her intentions aren't exactly good. In fucking in the Winter Soldier, you're still kind of like, is she good, is she bad? But in the end credit scene for Black Widow, you can kind of tell she's up to something. So when she appears then in the fucking in the Winter Soldier, you're like, oh, there's something up here, something.
Same happened this time because when I saw her at the end, I was like, oh! Yes, I love that woman. I love her. I mean, she's a badass comedian. I know her from ages ago since Seinfeld. Seinfeld was a comedy from the 90s.
Seinfeld.
And then she was on HBO with Veep. She was like the vice president of the United States and then become the president. She is awesome. And I love when she appeared on Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But when I saw her there in Black Widow, I was like, yes!
She's setting up some stuff for the future of the MCU.
Yes. I love it.
But honestly, yeah, like I said, it would have been more of an impact if Black Widow released before. So, because you would have been like, ooh, she's up to no good with John Walker, with the new Captain America. I mean, not the new, but the pretend Captain America, if that makes sense. John Walker.
What's the next MCU movie?
The next MCU movie is Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That releases in September. I don't know the exact date, but
September
it's September.
3rd.
September, yeah. Have you seen the trailer?
No, because I'm the kind of person. Let me tell you something. I'm the kind of person that I really, really want to see a movie. I try to avoid trailers because I don't like trailers that much because they spoil too much.
See, I'm completely different because I used to edit trailers. I absolutely loved trailers. I love the edits, the way they use the music, with the way they sync it up with the action and stuff.
You said you edited trailers?
Huh?
You said you edited trailers?
I did like little edits mixing another trailer's music with another movie. I used to do that a lot.
So you were okay, that's
a few years ago on YouTube. I don't even remember the channel's name. What is that? Yeah.
But now, it's a movie that I know that I don't care about. I saw them. But when it's like very important movie that I know that I would like to see, I like the surprise element when I watch it.
I'm kind of really excited for Shang-Chi. I hope they don't screw it up because Awkwafina's in the movie, and I don't like Awkwafina at all.
I love her.
No.
Even on Raya, she
was horrible in Raya.
She was awesome. I love her.
I disagree.
Sorry.
The minute I saw that she was in the movie, I was like,
what is he saying?
What?
Who are we talking about?
Awkwafina.
No, your sister.
What are you?
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
That's why she's lost. You don't know who Awkwafina is?
You don't know who she is? Okay,
No.
she is the dragon. She voice acts as the dragon in
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
You know who she is.
I saw the promo for
Yeah, she's also in, I think, the second Jumanji. Yes, the second Jumanji.
I haven't seen Jumanji.
Well, the second modern Jumanji or whatever. You haven't seen the Jumanji movies?
No, the old ones with Robin Williams.
No,
Yes,
I'm talking about the modern ones are actually pretty entertaining. They're entertaining. They're not good, but you know. Okay, the point I'm trying to get to is that it kind of turned me off from the movie when I saw that Awkwafina was there. I'm sorry, but I still have hopes for I have hopes for Shang-Chi. It's probably gonna be really good. Okay, so I think we already. Does anyone have anything else to say about Black Widow?
No.
No.
It was a good movie.
It was
really
nice, but at the end,
I'm sure it's not gonna be in any list of the best MCU movies or best movies ever, but it was good.
it did its job. It was entertaining, and then
Yes.
it set up some stuff from the future. You know, it was just all right. It was a good send off for Natasha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So our next topic is gonna be kind of a complicated one. It's Loki. So the Loki finale released yesterday as of recording this video. So what did you guys think about the finale of Loki? Okay, wait. Before we get into the finale, what do you think about the show as a whole? about the show as a whole.
I was going to say that. I can talk about the show as a whole. I like it.
I really liked it.
It
Really.
was beautifully produced.
Yes.
I mean, the cinematography was excellent. I love all the characters. I love Loki. I love Sylvie. I love. I'm in love with the crocodile.
Mobius is the best character. You can't even
Mobius
argue.
is good. I like the actor. I like everything. My problem is, like I said earlier, they went to they were going more for the comic fans rather than people like me that don't know nothing about the comics. And this last episode, I was lost.
Okay, I do understand in terms of that last episode, but I think most of the show was kind of.
The rest as a whole, the series was awesome.
Yeah,
was
but as a whole, I do agree that the finale kind of left you like, oh, who the hell is that guy? You know?
Yeah.
But at least
why is he talking that much?
me, I kind of knew what was going on.
He was freaking out, and I was like, huh?
He said, "Yeah, that's kind of."
my.
I get what you're saying because the finale left you with the statue of a certain person
Yeah.
that you should kind of know who it is if you've seen him before in other Marvel media. You know where I know him from actually. You know where I know him from. I don't like I know him from the comics, but I actually know him from
The actor, you mean?
No, the character Kang.
Okay,
Kang the
actor.
Conqueror. I know that character from Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, the video game, the Lego video game. That's how I was like, oh my god, it's that guy from the Lego game. So it was really cool to see him though. I've seen other stuff from him, but I was like, oh my god, that's the guy from the Lego game. But
As soon as I finished watching the episode, I went to YouTube and start like knowing where everything comes from in the comics, and now I'm ready to watch it again and with open eyes and enjoy it more because
yes.
I love the series. I love the scene and it gave me chills when they didn't recognize Loki at the
Oh my
end.
god.
Yeah.
When I saw the statue, I said, "Oops, this is the wrong timeline." But I was lost a little, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
same.
Yeah, well, at first I was like, oh, who is this? But when he said that one of his names was the Conqueror, I was like, oh my god, that's Kang the Conqueror. But yeah, I do understand that it's kind of hard to understand for people who don't know about that, obviously. But I feel like that's kind of the fun of it. You know, you're like, oh, who the hell is this? I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna talk to other people. What the hell is this? That's kind of the fun of the MCU, you know? You're like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Oh, this guy knows about this character. He's gonna be in the next movie. That's kind of the cool part of the MCU. It's always moving. It's always active.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of what I like about it. It's always active, moving, changing. That's the fun part of the MCU. But I do get your point that it was kind of hard for more general audiences to understand that.
For non-comic breaks.
Yeah, I think this is the first Marvel show that I genuinely loved. I loved it. I really did love it.
More than WandaVision?
I have a lot of problems with WandaVision. A lot of them. Specifically,
For me,
He has a lot of problems with everything.
specifically
Or
with the finale.
WandaVision was a piece of art.
No, I disagree. I don't think. Did you
For
see?
I agree, but then in the ending,
No,
kinda-
did you watch the same last episode as me?
It was-
Because it ended with a
Yeah.
big CGI battle between two ragdoll CGI witches throwing blasts of magic at each other. You're really gonna end a show about Wanda's character by
Wait,
CGI?
It's not a perfect series, but it was original. The way they presented Wanda was original.
See,
I love it.
at least for
It was
me.
fun.
At least for me. This happens a lot with some movies I watch, some shows. The ending is really important for me.
Yes.
Really important for me. If the ending doesn't captivate me, I'm probably gonna end up just not liking the show as a whole. Because you're leading up, especially with WandaVision, you were like 9 weeks, was it 9 weeks? Leading up to this big finale where it's gonna be, and then it's just CGI witches fighting each other. It's just,
yeah.
And people were like, "Where's Mephisto?"
no, honestly, I didn't care about Mephisto. I just wanted a good ending for just, you know?
Yeah,
Kinda
I
like
know
that.
about
Mhm.
I know about good series being broken by a
Yeah.
bad ending.
Yeah.
There's the most recent one was you little kids don't know about it. Game of Thrones.
Little kids.
Game of,
Little
Game
kids.
of Thrones.
Little kids.
Game of Thrones was this huge thing, and the last season was so bad
That happens in a lot of
that
things.
in less than a year,
Yeah.
people forget about it.
Yeah, it's
People
like
forget about the series.
a bunch of shows just like lose it right at the end of the seasons. Stuff like The Office when Michael Scott left, you know, when Steve Carell left the show. It just ends and goes downhill.
I stopped watching when
Yeah,
Steve Carell.
Yeah, exactly, because it loses its charm. A bunch of movies also done it. Movies that are really good up until that ending. You know, it kind of ruins it. I feel like WandaVision was like a great build up, a great, but the ending just didn't do it.
I got your point in that aspect, but for me, as a whole, WandaVision was something.
Yeah.
For me, WandaVision is like Wall-E on Pixar. It's apart from everything else. For me,
I disagree. Okay,
The
but
way
wait.
we
We were talking about Loki. We were talking about Loki.
Yeah,
I got distracted. Okay, so like we said, the finale was hella good. It's the first finale of the Marvel shows that I'm like, holy crap, this was really good. These people say it's like, oh, it was a boring episode. I wanted some CGI fight. I've heard some people say like, oh, it barely had action. It was exactly what the show was building towards. That show off. You were like, oh, you were expecting something huge? No, it's just this guy who's controlling the universe, and you're given two decisions. You either take hold of the TVA or you let me die, and then chaos happens.
A friend told me that even if a person like me doesn't see Loki the series as something wow, it is a very important series for what's coming next.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why it kind of confused me that they left it for a second season. Because the second season apparently releases in early 2023. Which... Huh? I mean, there is about 6 Marvel movies, or more actually. I think 6 or 7 Marvel movies that released in that time span. In the next 2 years, freaking like 6 Marvel movies are gonna release, which all have to do with that multiverse thing. You got No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home has rumors of introducing the multiverse. Because Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man. We have Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. They all have to do with this mess that happens in Loki. So what happens in the second season of Loki either has to be before those movies.
For a second, in the last episode of Loki, for a second, I was like wishing that Doctor
Strange.
Doctor Strange appears for a second.
No.
I was like, when all those lines started to appear in the multiverses and stuff like that, I was.
You're like he was gonna pop in there. No. He's already getting way too much money for Spider-Man and then Doctor Strange too. They can't.
Yeah, I got it.
Have to waste way too much money to get him. But yeah, I just feel like that was a great finale. I did not expect it to be that good. I loved Jonathan Majors, I think it's his name, as Kang. He was great in that episode. Like, I did not expect him at all. I knew he was cast as Kang, because Kang is gonna appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp 3. That's how we originally knew that Kang was gonna be in the MCU, because he was cast in...
I know him from a series on HBO recently, a couple of months ago. A very good horror series on HBO, I knew him. But yeah, I mean, maybe now when I see it with more knowledge of things, I will enjoy it more. But I was lost.
But honestly, I just think that most of the show was like... the show managed to be really entertaining. I think the only weak episode was the third one. The one where they're stuck on Lamentus, on the planet that's like about to explode. That episode just was like... didn't really... do anything apart from, you know...
They didn't do anything.
I understand that the idea of the episode was to improve their relationship, you know, like make them closer.
That's the shortest of the episode. So
yeah, but the point of the episode was to like get them closer, like get them to have a closer relationship, you know, have a bond in that sense. But nothing apart from that really happened in that episode. Apart from that episode, I feel like all of the episodes were like packed with a bunch of different things that happened. The first episode was I think that's my favorite episode. The first one. The first episode
I don't remember the first
Huh.
episodes.
It was so captivating for me. Like it really got me going.
It was because I like everything related to time traveling and all of that subject. I love.
I just loved the first interaction with Loki and Mobius. Just him confronting him with his past, explaining the
Yeah.
future, explaining things that haven't even happened to Loki, like his mother dying and stuff like that. I just feel like it was a really impactful episode.
What do you think about the beginning of yesterday's episode?
Oh my
When-
god, that
Dude, that was I got goosebumps watching because they were mixing dialogues from movies and from real life.
Oh.
yeah, from real
That was awesome. There were a lot of things from real life. A lot.
The thing I got jump
Real
scared by
life.
was the song in the background. The
Oh,
song-
like not related to the movie.
Oh.
the song in the background.
Oh.
It's been a long time. The one that played at the end of Endgame. I don't know if you
Oh,
remember that. When
Someone told me that.
When Steve was
Yeah.
dancing with Peggy at the end, that's the song that was playing. So when that song played, I got like, holy crap, PTSD type crap from Endgame. Like, holy crap, my can't. I heard the like first notes and blown away. Oh my god, but it hurt me hearing all those characters that aren't in the MCU anymore.
Yeah.
Just like,
But you should watch that beginning again because if you can watch it with closed caption because it appears all the
No.
who made all the quotes and there's a lot of quotes from people from real life, past presidents. Maya Angelou, she's a poet. I don't remember now. I have to rewatch it, but that beginning was awesome.
yes, it was.
What's
really
next?
was. Huh?
What's next on Disney?
What's next on Disney Plus?
Yeah, like after Loki, what do we?
What do you mean?
Okay, they have WandaVision,
Hawkeye?
and they
The
have
Marvel
Falcon.
shows.
Yeah,
The next one is Miss Marvel, I think. Miss Marvel releases at the end of the year. There's gonna be a huge gap without Marvel shows, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got 3 shows in a row, so
That's a lot.
there's gonna be like a little break, and then Captain Marvel releases at the end of the year, I think. Also, we're getting 3 other Marvel movies in the year, so it's still pretty packed, even though we don't get shows for a few.
Which one?
months.
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and what else?
Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, and the Eternals. Doctor Strange is next year.
Yeah, okay, and Doctor Strange, the Eternals. Okay, the Eternals, Angelina Jolie.
Eternals.
Over.
The Eternals with Dinesh from Silicon Valley. Okay, point is, okay. Now we can talk about kind of how we see the Marvel shows, like how we rank them from best to worst. What do you think? Okay, what's
I have my ratings.
yeah, picks up up. How do you like first place, second place, and third place of the current Marvel shows?
The thing is, the current, because I don't know what else. We're talking about WandaVision. We're talking about just these 3. WandaVision.
Yeah.
Just the Marvel shows. Just
The 3.
WandaVision, Loki, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh no, WandaVision is up there.
Oh.
Up there on the top, very high.
I disagree.
You
with
are
that.
asking me. You know how I am with visual stuff. How I am with artistic
Loki
stuff.
was way better visually.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It was way better visually than
Dude, the way they took all the sitcoms from different decades out of Wanda's brain and make
That was
Mhm.
great.
whole
That
episode.
was, yeah.
For me, that was the most
Yes.
original stuff. And also, remember, guys, that I'm old, that I watch almost all those programs, the original ones. So, for me, it was something. It was great. It was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then, if I rate it into between 1 and 10, WandaVision for me is a solid 9. Solid 9. Then it will come, of course, the Falcon and the Snowman. Yeah, Falcon and the Snowman, like
Snowman.
and the Snowman.
Wait, do you put Falcon and the Winter Soldier in second place?
So they're like, yeah, second.
Second place? Really? You put Loki in third?
Yes. Like I told you, dude. It's like I told you. With Falcon, I could watch it without having to look for other things to
No, because
understand.
no.
But Loki, I was lost a lot with Loki.
No,
I
no.
like it, but I was lost.
And Loki, the only part where you have it's kind of understandable that you're lost is the last episode, because the rest of the show explains everything pretty perfectly. You don't really have to look for other stuff. Like when Sylvie was introduced, you automatically knew that's just another variant of Loki, because they explained what variants are at the start of the episode.
Got it. You asked me for my opinion, I am giving it to you.
Okay, I'm just saying that it's kind of only understandable in the finale because the rest of the show was explained pretty well.
WandaVision a 9. Falcon like a 7 and Loki a 6.
Wow. Okay, that's really low for
And those are good. Those are good
yeah,
numbers.
but why did you like Falcon and the Winter Soldier more than Loki? That's my question, because I did not like
It
Falcon
was
and the
more
Winter Soldier.
more entertaining. I don't know.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Although it was preachy, and I don't like series that preach.
Look,
it was preachy, but I like it more.
Falcon and the Soldier was one of the most boring shows I've seen in a while, in my opinion.
No, I like it.
It did not captivate me at all. It did not maintain my interest. I was the first episode boring, second episode boring. Really, the best episode was the third one with Zemo.
You are hard to please. So.
No, listen to me. What do you mean hard to please? I loved Loki. I just didn't like. Look. Okay, especially Falcon and the Winter Soldier was huge for me because I absolutely love Captain America, and I loved Sam Falcon as Captain America. I think he's like great, and the last episode was all right, with him as Captain America. I just really want to see Captain America, Sam's Captain America, in a more entertaining story. I wanted to see more. I didn't get, and I just didn't get anything from the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, but for me it was more like entertainment value. Loki, again, the only thing bad. I mean, it's not bad. I cannot say it was bad, but it was more for the comic people than for me.
I don't agree, because the only part of the show that was like that was the finale. Apart from that, the show was pretty self-explanatory. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't understand that the timeline thing was kind of confusing. The timeline that was explained in Endgame versus Loki, kind of confusing, but doesn't really make that much sense. But Lola, what are your rankings? How do you rank?
WandaVision, then Loki, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay, I agree. Falcon and the Winter Soldier in 3.
Yeah, I just think they could have done better with the characters they had.
With Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
With like Bucky and Sam. They could have done so much more, because they have like these two characters who complement each other. Like they clash, but they complement each other so perfectly. They could have done so much
they barely had any conflict between each other. They were just like, okay, we're partners.
They made jokes and stuff, but
I love the scenes when they were with the psychologist.
Yeah.
Remember? Oh my god.
I want to see more of that. I want to see their relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
I was asking for a different show just with that doctor interviewing different MCU characters. Oh my god, that would be awesome.
Look, one thing. See, the thing is, when you name a show The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you expect the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, not the Falcon and then in really low text, the Winter Soldier 2, We barely got the Winter Soldier. Bucky was barely in the show. His little arc with the old man, I don't remember his name, with the old man, the one that started in the first episode, they forgot about it, and then it ended in the last episode. I wanted them both. I wanted both of their stories. I wanted the stories to link up. I wanted them, okay? Their relationship, how it affected them. Obviously, Captain America's lost, but I wanted to see them together. They were just together because they had to be together. They didn't. Obviously, in the second to last episode, I think it was, they somewhat did that, but it felt forced. They didn't flow naturally like partners or something. They just had to be together because they were Captain America's mutual friend. It just what I did like about that show was Sam as Captain America. I loved his suit. I loved everything about Sam being Captain America.
That was great.
I just want to see Sam in a more interesting story, at least for me. I want to see Sam in a cooler movie, if that makes sense, because I really like him as Captain America. But Lola, you want to say anything else about your rankings?
No.
Like explaining your rankings, because you said your explanation for Falcon's low ranking.
Oh.
What about WandaVision? Why do you think WandaVision's better than Loki?
No, WandaVision. The only problem is obviously the ending.
Yeah,
but yeah, same like as like Pizza was saying, the like that idea of like sitcoms and TV shows and it all like the artistic like side of it is, I'm a sucker for that. So
good.
Honestly, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Everything was really well made in that part. The production design,
everything was
the costumes and
good.
Everything was just.
Yeah.
Well,
it was really good.
I think in WandaVision also, I just feel like the they didn't really master the show format until Loki, in my opinion. Well, obviously, WandaVision worked as a show because every episode was like a different setting, right? But it was kind of inconsistent in terms of characters. Like, for example, what was it called? Monica's character, the son of Captain Marvel's girlfriend. I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
But is Monica appeared in the show. And she was like really good at the start. You were like, oh, she's like this. She's gonna find out what the hell's happening and get past Hayward. And then at the end, she got powers.
Yep.
She went through the force field and got powers. What the hell was that? That was kind of BS. Like.
But that wasn't. Do you know if that wasn't related to the comics?
I have no idea, but that's the thing. You can't really excuse something just because it's in the comics, okay? Yeah. You have to judge it as its own thing. So whether that happened in the comics or not doesn't really matter. It was really stupid because I really had hopes for Monica's character because she's obviously gonna be in the second Captain Marvel, which I feel the first Captain Marvel fell really flat in terms of character. So I was like, oh, we're getting Monica. She's a way better character in the second Captain Marvel, so it'll probably be better, you know? We're gonna get a more interesting character for the second one, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in the second Captain Marvel. But, okay, in my opinion, I'm gonna say my rankings are third place, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, second place, WandaVision, first place, Loki. The reason for that is, like I said, I feel like Loki finally basically perfected everything that the Marvel shows struggled in, like the past two Marvel shows struggled with. First of all, pacing. It was really well paced. The episodes flow from one to another. The only exception was the third one, I think. But apart from that, all the episodes kept you weren't only entertaining but intriguing. They didn't just have to fill it with random action scenes so you were entertained. You were entertained. Huh?
Keep you captive with all episodes.
Yes, exactly.
One thing I love about Disney that is doing great is putting just one episode per week. Not
I like
out.
That.
I love that because
it gives you like what's gonna happen next and the discussions.
Also, there are series that I would like for like Netflix to dump everything so we can watch everything, but the way for these specific things on the MCU, I love it.
It works. It really works because the discussions and everything. That's kind of part of its success. Everyone's talking about it. It was like, holy crap, what's gonna happen next? How is it gonna end? That's what's exciting. So over the past like 6 weeks, it's been like, ooh.
Yep.
I think I was kind of off for Loki. Like I wasn't kind of excited that much for Loki when it released because I was like, After Falcon that I really didn't like, I was like, I wonder what they're gonna do with Loki, but it really exceeded my expectations. Because Loki, I didn't expect Loki to be such a good main character because he really was.
I didn't understand at first why they moved them from Fridays to Wednesday. I thought that was going to hurt a little, But nah, people didn't care about the.
I think it was better, honestly, because it was like right in the middle of the week. I don't know. At least for me, it was kind of better. But I think they did that change because they have other shows in Disney Plus that are releasing Fridays, like every Friday.
Yeah, they have a lot of shows.
Yeah, well, I don't remember what the other show was called. I think it was like the Mighty Ducks show, was it?
That's a classic.
What?
Yeah, there's a Mighty Ducks show.
Wait, hold up.
Did you not
That's a
know?
classic. That's a classic movie. Mighty Ducks.
Really? Okay. Okay.
That's from your
Oh my God.
your fathers and I.
Mix it up. So the thing
Oh
is
my
that
God.
we were a long time ago, a few years ago, we were forced to watch the Mighty Ducks, and we did not like it.
We were forced to watch
It's
them.
an awful movie, but it's a classic.
It's a classic,
It's
but it's
horrible.
awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Why did they make a show?
You
about
were forced.
Yes,
Ah.
we were forced to watch the Mighty Ducks. I think they didn't have Mosquito kill himself on the.
Yeah.
We had a
We
mosquito
had-
racket, like an electric racket, one of those
Uh-huh.
to like kill mosquitoes. And then we just had it on, and a mosquito killed himself while we were watching the movie. So we were like, "Oh my god!" Even the mosquito doesn't want to watch the movie. But yeah, like I said, they had other shows releasing on Friday, so they can't release so many shows at the same time. I actually think Disney Plus is doing pretty well with
Yes, it is.
with
Yep.
the content. At
Let
first,
me be honest. Between Disney Plus and HBO Max, I'm watching more of those than Netflix.
100%, I agree. They have way better shows. Even Hulu.
There's nothing on Netflix right now that I'm like waiting to show.
Netflix has kind of realized that their strategy isn't working. What they used to do was, what they still do is release crap movies. Whatever,
Yeah.
but just a bunch of it, quantity over quality. Just because people already have Netflix, it's not like they're gonna cancel it. So they'll just watch every crap that they release. That's what they did. But now that there's more competition, it's not working that well because people are starting to realize, wait, Netflix doesn't have anything interesting anymore.
People are really loving the single episode per week rather than binge watching.
I do agree with you that Disney, HBO Max, and even Hulu are doing better than Netflix at this point. Netflix has to start to realize that they actually have to do good shows and get good content because they're losing everything. They lost their two most popular shows, The Office and Friends, and now they're like, what are they gonna do now?
Yeah.
But I do.
So what's next in the MCU?
What's next in the MCU? Next up is Shang-Chi in September.
What?
Shang-Chi.
Okay, okay, got it. But the series, What If? Have you seen about that?
What If? Yes, I have watched the trailer. Have you watched the trailer?
What does that has like? Where can you put it inside the MCU?
Okay, so up until I don't how do I say this? I don't know everything about the show. I don't really know the exact plot of the show. What I do know is that it's based on a certain series of comics called What If, which was basically just random comics with like switch characters. Like for example, in the show, the Peggy Carter as Captain America, and also T'Challa as Star-Lord. Just different changes. What if T'Challa was Star-Lord, or what if this other thing, It was just like a series of comics that just did different like little crossovers and changed characters. What's cool about this show is that this one is with MCU characters. It's changing the actual MCU characters, and it gets the original voice actors, except for some, like, who's gonna pay RDJ after, leaving that? Obviously, they replaced his voice actor for Iron Man, but, like, it's really cool because they get most of the original voice actors to reprise their roles. But what I don't know exactly is how this fits into the MCU. What I think is this is just a bunch of different timelines from the event that Sylvie caused at the end of Loki. Which that's obviously like the obvious guess, but I don't know how this show is gonna handle that. If it's just gonna be random episodes or if it's gonna have a more structure. I do know that Doctor Strange apparently is a recurring character between episodes. You know, like Doctor Strange has something to do with most of the
That's
episodes.
logic, yeah. It makes
So,
sense.
I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have somewhat of a plot that they're gonna mix with the different episodes of random encounters, but we'll have to see because it obviously.
As soon as I saw that and read about the premise, I was like thinking, Lola, do you remember back in time that there was one movie about Cinderella that it was like, what if the shoe didn't fit
Oh
or
my
something like that,
God.
and they
Was it
changed
that?
everything?
Was it that?
I remember that. As soon as I heard "what if," I remember
Oh my
Cinderella.
god!
That's the third
You
Cinderella
remember
movie,
that?
was it? Or was the third
No.
Cinderella movie?
It was a straight to video movie, but it was the
Yes,
I
it was a
remember.
bit. It was
Like
Disney.
the one with the two
Yeah,
dudes?
it's Disney. Yeah,
Is
it
that
was
the
a
one where he
Disney.
jumps out the window?
Wait. No, that's the second
Wow.
one.
No, but you have you seen that video? Have you not seen that video? The one
I
with
just
the
remember
prince.
that when they say, "What if the shoe didn't fit?" or something like
Yeah,
that.
the prince jumps out the window.
Yeah, there's just a meme. There's just a meme I've seen.
But I just went back in time with that.
But that's
Yes.
Cinderella 3. Cinderella 3.
Yeah. I hope it's
Isn't
good.
it the second one?
They did 3.
They did 3.
Cinderellas. Yeah. 2, but obviously 2 of them were just straight to DVD. The sequels.
Yeah.
Most of them, yeah, because I remember we're changing subjects about Princess now, but I remember they did like Mulan 2 and Pocahontas
God.
2 and 3
Aw.
and all of
So
that.
good.
No.
They're all so good.
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast, Ghost Christmas, stuff like that. I remember.
Okay, so Lola,
Yes.
Lola has a problem because she keeps watching.
I love
A
them.
few years ago, she kept watching the sequels, the straight to DVD sequels, and she was
They're
like, "Oh my god,
so
these
good.
are so good! They're amazing!"
Good.
She watched The Little
They
Mermaid. She watched The Little Mermaid, and she was like, "Oh my god, I love the sequels. They're not."
I don't-
Well, actually, there's a sequel and then there's a prequel. There's one that takes place
Yeah.
before the original movie. They're a mess. Those Disney sequels are a mess.
Lion King.
No,
did a
the
couple
Little
of them
Mermaid.
also.
The first one is the second one. The second one is the third one, and the third one is the first one in the
And I
timeline.
remember Lion King 2.5, something like that.
Yes. No, Lion King 2.5.
2.5. Lion King
1.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was 1.5.
something like that.
It was it?
Okay, we got sidetracked. Sidetracked.
That's
Completely
part of
sidetracked. Okay, so what we're talking about is the next MCU project. What if? Obviously, what if potentially follows the events of Loki, which is what's probably gonna happen. It probably won't be such a significant show since it's animated, because obviously they can't do that stuff in live action. What they're gonna do in that show, it's way too high budget if they did it in live action. So it's gonna be like a kind of one-off thing, I think. You know, like just a little show to
Mhm.
keep us running. That's actually the next show. It's What If and then Miss Marvel. But
Okay.
yeah, it's What If, Miss Marvel, and Shang-Chi in September. Yeah, in September. So that's what we have to look forward in the next months. Because yes, there's 3 Marvel movies left, and it's July. It's July. They're gonna release like right next to each other. There's gonna be like 3 Marvel movies playing in the exact same theater at the same time. So that's actually pretty cool to look for. I look forward to that. That's gonna be pretty cool. So does anyone have anything else to say about the Marvel shows?
Nope.
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 Okay.
I mean, and then on another episode, we should debate between Marvel versus DC.
I want to talk about the Marvel movies as a whole. You know, like rank them and stuff like
Yeah.
that with Pixar.
Rate
That would
them.
be really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, but for that, give me time because I need to watch
Yes,
a
you
couple
need
of
to
them
watch
that I-
some of them because. But yeah, I want to rank the Marvel movies in another episode. Maybe when we
Yep.
watch Shang-Chi or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just.
Oh, that's a good one. When we review that one, we can
Yeah, we'll
talk
just
about.
talk about all the
ranking.
other Marvel movies. I just kind of wanted to talk
That's
about. Yeah, I want to talk about
That's good.
Black Widow and the current Marvel shows, which are the thing that's kind of going on right now.
Yeah.
And I just think, to finish off the podcast, I just want to ask you what you guys think about the Marvel shows as a whole. Like, what do you think up until now compared to the movies, the shows? What do you
Stick
kind
with
of think
movies.
overall? Huh? What you say?
They should. I think they should like keep doing movies and not pay so much attention to the shows. But I think also the show format is a good form of them introducing new things.
I agree.
Because like in Loki, like the whole timeline thing that goes to crap with like everything in this, I think that was a good thing to do in a show.
Yes, because in a movie it wouldn't work as well. Because
Exactly.
They are not going to stop making the series because
Yeah.
they need people to keep the
Yeah.
subscription to the Disney Plus.
that's true.
Yeah, it's true, but that's I don't know.
And also,
Like obviously,
movies are way more expensive.
yeah, but I think
Well,
that
actually,
also
they were almost as expensive as movies. The shows they had a budget of.
Oh, the series were good. The series were they were
But
they had
they
were
like
movie quality.
around 20 to 25.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Loki was more quality in the production than the other two.
100%. Yeah.
Production was
Falcon and the Winter Soldier had some
B-movie
CGI.
action.
Yes.
B-movie action. Yeah,
Yes.
I got you on that.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you on that. But for me, Falcon.
That's what I
kept me-
think. Me personally, WandaVision worked the TV format. It fit the TV format. Loki fit the TV format. It worked with the format of TV, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier did not, in my opinion.
Okay.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier would have been way better if it was a movie, in my opinion.
because there are things you can do with a show that you can't do with a movie, and vice versa. I
Yes.
think they should take that advantage that they have now that they're making shows and also movies, and use it to their advantage because you can do so many different things with both.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Yes, what I think is Falcon and the Winter Soldier had some pacing issues, which could have been fixed if it was just one long movie. You know, like just a normal 2-hour Marvel movie. You just fit that story, and it would have worked way better, in my opinion. Because one of my problems with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like I said, is the pacing. It didn't flow through the episodes. The episodes didn't flow, in my opinion. But yeah, I just think that the Marvel shows are pretty good. I just think they should kind of pull,
Do you,
kind of stop.
now that you say that,
less-
let me tell you something. Black Widow would have worked as a series.
I don't agree.
Yes, I can see the
Yeah.
family. I can see a live version of The Incredibles with that family. Can you? Yeah.
Yeah, I can see a series.
Yep, like WandaVision did with the television, different decades of television episodes.
Yeah.
There's material in Black Widow about the family, because that scene when they reunited again, that would be an awesome series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. But
Yeah, it's true.
Black Widow worked with the format it had, and well, if you try to
Mhm.
adapt the Black Widow movie to a show, obviously you would have pacing issues because you have to make a 2-hour movie or a 2-hour plot, a 2-hour plot into a 6-episode, about 40-minute.
I would see a series about the family interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
me too.
Like what I do like about the Marvel shows is that they can do way more creative things than they can do on a movie.
Yep.
Like for example, we would have never gotten WandaVision as a movie.
No,
That
Mhm.
it only worked because of Disney Plus, because it was a show.
Yeah.
and it had a ton of Emmy nominations on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
WandaVision.
Why did Don Cheadle get nominated for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That's my question.
He is asking that himself. They interview him and he say, "I don't understand."
He said
I-
2 lines. He said
Yep.
2 lines, and he got nominated for a Emmy. What the hell was
But that
that?
had happened. That had happened a lot. I remember back in the early 2000s, the Oscars. There was an actress on a. There was a movie called Shakespeare in Love. There was an actress, and she won the Best Supporting Actress award, and he was like 5 or 6 minutes on the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah.
You shouldn't really.
It's funny that
yeah.
that Don Cheadle, he is even asking why.
He kind of just got nominated because
Yeah.
Don Cheadle, you know, just because he is Don Cheadle. That's why he got nominated. Yeah, the Emmys don't really matter. Emmys are biased. They don't.
All the award shows are biased.
All the
Oh.
award shows, including the
Mhm.
Oscars. Finishing off with that because we got kind of sidetracked.
Yeah.
Anyways, to end the show, you guys know this is Pixapop. You can look him up anywhere. It's Mr. Snazzy. You can check out my channel. And Lola doesn't do anything with her life. So basically, this has been the Lola Mando Pixapop show. We'll see you guys next time. Remember to leave suggestions in the comments.
Bye.
Bye.